Good morning, students. Students, today I am going to teach you chapter number 7 of your English reader book, and the name of the chapter is Packing. Students, this is an extract from Three Men in a Boat. This chapter has been taken from the book Three Men in a Boat, and it has been written by Jerome K. Jerome. Students, there are three friends, Jerome K. Jerome, George and Hans. And all the three friends were going on a trip. So, before starting their trip, they started packing. The writer of this chapter, Jerome K. Jerome, he was thinking that he was the best packer. There was nobody who could pack like him. So, when he started packing, what did he do? And what was the reaction of George and Harris? And there was one more character, their dog, named Montmorency. So, what was his role? We will read in this chapter. So, let's start the chapter. Open your book at page number 82 and concentrate your mind. I said I would pack. The writer Jerome K. Jerome, he said that he would pack. I rather pride myself on my packing. The writer of this chapter, Jerome K. Jerome, he was quite proud of his packing, the traits of his packing. Packing is one of those many things that I feel I know more about than any other person living. Jerome K. Jerome, he thought that packing was one of those many things that the writer felt that he knew more about packing than any other person, any other living person on the earth. It surprises me myself sometimes how many such things there are. The writer is saying that my this quality, that I think myself that I am the best packer. It surprises me myself sometimes that how many such things there are, means how many things related to that packing I have. I impressed the fact upon George and Harris and told them that they had better leave the whole matter entirely to me. The writer told his friends George and Harris that it would be better to leave the matter on him. What was the matter? Packing. To leave the matter of packing on him, and he would do all the things. He would do all the work of packing alone. They fell into the suggestion with a readiness that had something uncanny about it. The writer's friends, George and Harris, they accepted the suggestion with preparedness that was something strange. They did not say a word, they accepted the suggestion of the writer. George spread himself over the easy chair and Harris cocked his legs on the table. George spread himself over easy chair, and Harris, cocked means stretched. Students, I have written the meaning also. And Harris stretched his legs on the table. Okay? This was hardly what I intended. The writer here is writing that whatever he wanted to say, it did not mean as his friends behaved. Means they stretched their legs on table and chair. So it did not mean of the writer. What I had meant, of course, was that I should boss the job and that Harris and George should potter about under my directions. I pushing them aside every now and then with, oh, you, here, let me do it. What was the purpose of saying that I would do the whole job, I will do the whole packing? The main meaning of this saying was that Jerome wanted to be the boss of that work, that job of packing, and Harris and George should do all the important things according to the direction of the writer, and Jerome pushed them aside every moment, every now and then, saying that, oh, let me do it, you are not doing this thing. Means he wanted to boss the job, he wanted to boss of that work, of the work of packing. There you are, simple enough, really teaching them, as you might say. He meant that when they started packing, so he should say that this work is very simple, and really he wanted to tell them, he wanted to teach them how to pack. They're taking it in the way they did irritated me. But when they accepted the proposal, they did not do anything. They sat on the sofa. So it made the writer angry. There is nothing does irritate me more than seeing other people sitting about doing nothing when I am working. The writer is saying that there is nothing that made me angry more than seeing that when I am working and the other people are sitting, they are not doing anything. Means when the writer, it was the habit of the writer, when he saw anybody sitting and he himself was doing the work, at that time he became quite angry. I lived with a man once who used to make me mad that way. The writer is telling an incident that he lived with a man who used to make him mad in such a way. He would loll on the sofa and watch me doing things by the hour together. That person who was with the writer, he used to loll means lie in a lazy way. He used to lie in a lazy way on the sofa, and he used to watch the writer doing the thing continuously for hours. He said it did him real good to look on at me messing about. And that person told that when he saw the writer working, then it gave him pleasure. It looked very good. And messing about, students, messing about means to spend time doing things that are not useful. He said that when the person did the work, that work is not useful, at that time it provided him the real pleasure. Now, I am not like that. The writer is saying that now, he was not like that. I cannot sit still and see another man slaving and working. Now, I cannot sit still quiet and I cannot see another person slaving and working. I am not like that person. I want to get up and superintend. Now, I want to get up. I do not want only to sit and see, but I want to get up and superintend means oversee. I want to oversee the work and walk around with my hands in my pocket. How to oversee? Putting his hands in his pocket, and the writer wanted to oversee the work, putting his hands in his pocket, and he wanted to take round and tell him what to do and tell his friends that what they should do. It is my energetic nature. It was the dynamic nature of the writer. His explaining about himself, I cannot help it. And it was my nature, and I cannot change my nature. However, I did not say anything but started the packing. The writer is saying that he did not say a word when his friends behaved in such a way when they sat on the table, but started the packing. The writer now started to pack the things. It seemed a longer job than I had thought it was going to be. The writer had thought that it would be a very simple work, it would not take a time, but now it seemed that it was a longer job as he had thought. But I got the bag finished at last, and I sat on it and stripped it. But at last, the writer finished finished the work of packing, and he sat on that bundle, that bag, and he stripped means fastened, tied that bag. "And you going to put the boots in?" said Harris. When the writer finished his packing, then one of his friends, Harris, asked him if he was not going to put the boots in. One of his friends, Harris, asked that if he was not going to pack the boots inside the bag. And I looked round and round. I had forgotten them. When Harris asked, then the writer looked here and there, and then he came to know that he had forgotten to pack the boots. That's just like Harris. He could not have said a word until I had got the bag shut and strapped, of course. He could not say a word when the writer was packing that he had forgotten to pack the boots, but when he finished the work of packing at that time, he said that you had not packed the boots. And George laughed, one of those irritating, senseless laughs of his. And when Harris reminded him, George started laughing, and it was one of his irritating laughs. They do make me so wild, and in such a way, both the friends made the writer, Jerome, very angry. Okay, students, so that's all for today. Next day, we will read the next portion. Okay.